Hello, I hope everyone is doing well. As you can see, my cat's in the background licking himself. Had to take a bath, like we all do. He's a clean cat. If I do not clean out his dishes every time he uses them, then he will vomit everywhere. So I've got him helping me keep clean, even though I'm not the cleanest department, in the place. Or I live in a room in a adult facility for now. I can't really live on the outside due to all the gangs and the weird religion that they made to justify all this with young people. And yeah, so I would also like to, on that note, talk about Zheani. Zheani has gone to the dark side again, and this is because she feels like, I think she feels helpless, or she used to feel helpless, and now she feels like she has power. So she's clinging to these things of worth that are really not good for her. I really liked her at first because I was like, she's so moral and pure, and she's doing a great job, and she's so gorgeous. Even I'm jealous. I mean, I don't know. Well, not bad jealous. I'm just like, ugh, no, it's not fair. I don't know. I do think I look better with makeup on. I have that now. And doing my hair a little bit. Like, they finally cut my hair and it's curled in a million ways, but it's not like as ratty. I got a little ratty patch right there that grows in straight. I don't know why. I'm an evolutionary failure after all. I'd like to talk about Zheani, though. Let's go back to that. In that she's a fury. She's helping basically I don't want to say Nazis, but I don't know how to say this with you understanding. What she does is she goes and she kills people, or she gives them surgeries that will make them retarded, or like slow and stuff. I've had that before in napalm. I had several of them, and so I was like, that's it. I don't feel safe here. I've got to go back to a facility so they don't kill me in the most rude and disgusting way possible, because I've had sex used a lot against me. And I understand that Zheani's story was really bad, like what they did to her, and those people do prey on young girls. I don't want to talk about her family or what decision, if that decision was all hers or if she thought about it. I know she was at a disadvantage because she was in poverty and had some issues there. I was in special ed. That just pretty much made me a loser. Well, I make myself a loser. I'm kind of like in between. Like, yeah, I'm like, well, it just takes so much effort, and I'm just kind of like, burn out of stuff because I'm like, it doesn't get me anywhere. This ring starts over and over again for me. Not to whine. And people are like, well, you're weak. And I'm like, well, I mean, physically, yes, I do need to exercise more. I've said that for years and I haven't done it. So just don't say it around me, and I won't say it. I'm just going to do it if I do it. I had one person at our table say you should go into a food contest because you can eat so fast. I can eat a huge amount in a short period of time. They would not do gastric bypass on me because I was suicidal in the past. Yeah, I don't know. And a joke about that, if you commit suicide, the government will kill you. It's stuff like that. When they send the angels out or whatever, and at night, the fallen angels and the angels in exile, or the angels that are going to make our beautiful world, yes, our beautiful world of worldwide slavery, one world for humankind. Well, they can't even agree on the price of coffee. I'd like to see them pull that off. They'll think they're in charge because they can disrupt things, but all they'll do is create chaos, which is pretty much what the U.S. does anyway. It just says chaos, and then people. I mean, you can't do anything because you can't pin everything down. I think it's kind of perverse in our society how I cannot explain my doctors what has happened to me, and I have to always think, well, okay, my blood pressure and my heart rate are going through the roof, and I remember being dragged out and they also, for physical evidence for me, my sheets were torn and stuff like that. And I remembered half the night because I woke up with my head in this thing, and I was in a lab, and they shot something in me, which I figured out finally. They do advertise that too in their songs, like, well, you can do better, well, you can do better, and if you do that'll happen. And we know that I'm gonna get them all. Yeah, I know, I'm just such a beauty. And I wonder if there's an evolutionary reason for that, why so many guys have tried to get me in my life, not in a good way, but they wanted to rape me and stuff like that. And it's hard for me to say that, Zheani, it's like, you don't believe it. And I had a problem with that with Marilyn Manson. I couldn't get away from him, and he just did some horrible things, and the reason why I survived is because I messed up the supercomputer. The ending didn't test well. They got rid of that, and that was good. But anyway, I'm hoping that Zheani will decide to not work for Hitler, and will just either go back to being a civilian with a clear conscience, or expose these people. I've tried to for years, but all you have to do is put a pretty face next to me, and it's over. And I'm a girl, so I look at other people, I'm like, ah, so pretty. And I'm like, Kayla, but you could be pretty too. Or you could win the pancake contest, like the woman at the table said. Yeah, I love food, but I don't know, I just don't have the same go as I used to. I used to be like, I'm gonna keep going, and I'm like, yeah, kind of like, well, nothing's ever going to happen. They're going to harass me a bunch. Still trying to get my books back up on the site. I'm not really trying to be famous here, but I will end up so with their vanity and fury, and they're furious. Like, I can't make cat videos or they delete them or stop them from going. It's just, they've really, like, in my life, I've been pretty helpless and weak too. And there's nothing, I mean, I can't, if I try to back somebody like that, I mean, they'll just say, oh, well, you don't know what you're talking about. That couldn't possibly have happened because stars and people don't go together. And, you know, politicians, they don't, yeah, they don't mess with ordinary people, apparently. I mean, why? Why would they? They're constantly calling us parasites. And I'm like, well, I tried every avenue that you said, and you either robbed or lied to me constantly or empire of lies. And so I'm sorry, I'm stuck here now because if I go live in the real world, I'll be dead within a week. I mean, I've just gotten to the point I can't fight them anymore. I can't trap them like I did with Blue Stolly. He got out of it, of course, because I don't have rights. And a lot of people are like, well, human rights get in the way of the agenda. And I'm like, why would it get in the way of the agenda for you to treat somebody like a normal human being and converse with them like they're human and not just, you know, chase them for fun? I mean, if I had to be in a real experiment and I cannot make that decision, so don't even start with me. I would sign that if I died, you know, it was my fault. But what they do to us is just wrong. And I knew it in Dawn of the Heims. I knew it years ago. I didn't know that I was going to suffer so much, but I guess that's just the price of wanting to be a decent person.